Is life just reflecting you in the algorithm of non-artificial intelligence? An algorithm where you are given what you are ready to handle. And obviously the soul age, it's beyond the human mind's, contemplation and ponderance right now. And if it's not, then we don't necessarily have an accurate way to compare that. But that's more or less relative based on how deep you want to go, because how deep you want to go, that's up to you, right? And if you inquire how deep you're going to go, you're going to have to standardly see what's standardly blocking you within just the basic soul contracts. And it's very various to what the soul contracts are, because the soul contracts, there's something that the 3D made us forget what already happened in a different life. And the human, whether it wants to remember it or not, whether it does remember it or not, it could deny that though. So if it is so that, we're misunderstanding God, we think God is just good or just evil. It's not any of that. He's the main controller of it all. And it's our foolishness to think that God is good. God is the one that's just letting life see where we're at and what we signed up for and where we have ended up in the challenge of the differentiation of things. Because the differentiation of things, everything is differentiated. It's you coming from a soul going through different projects of planets, and you carrying out a different energy signature from those projects of planets to be the new human being that you are. And now you're interacting with other differentiated being species to create more differentiation, because everything is differentiation. And obviously I could go more in depth with that, of just like how we're in the microcosm of things. And then in the dream time, depending on our level of integration, we could go into the macrocosm of things within the dreams, obviously, more or less, but we're still in the microcosm in the 3D. But if it is so that like we chose what to more or less kind of like what we could, like we're more or less intuitively leaning towards what can we handle, right? What could we handle? So if we more or less chose what could we handle, then quote unquote God in the background, as we're going through the challenge of all of what God is, and then he divided himself perhaps in just a very mysterious way, and God could be reflecting yourself within what life is giving you gradually based on what you're ready to handle. Then God is like, he's a cold motherfucker, because we're confused to think that he's good or evil. He's not good or evil. If like, because like what anybody thinks of me, like I could like my quote unquote universe end quote, it could think of that of you, like someone could just say, for example, like, oh, get the fuck out of here. Exactly, like there's bullshit in the world, there's distortion in the world. It's like, yeah, with the fake inaccurate logic, get the fuck out of here. And with other people's fake inaccurate logic, they want to tell that to me when I'm bringing the balanced logic. So it just doesn't make sense. So God is a cold motherfucker, because he's making in the 3D platform life reflect you. You have the best life ever.